guys, and welcome to another review. Now this will be a little bit different as I haven't reviewed a WWE figure before on my channel, and I've been out of the wrestling figure game for many years. I haven't bought any, and yeah, this is, well, in my opinion, one of the greatest wrestlers that is wrestling today, and it is the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Anyway, this is part of the Elite 51, so it's his second Elite figure, and I think it's an improvement on the first one. Not amazing, but I think it's really good regardless. But here we got the box. You've got Elite Collection, AJ Styles, that stupid boiler room scene just there, if you're interested in that. I know I'm not. Then up here you've got a figure, some accessories, Elite 51, AJ Styles, SmackDown Live, 8+. Then on the side you've just got a picture of the face that runs the place, same deal there. Then on the back you get a nice photo of him with like a signature, no stats like the American version, but oh well. That stupid boiler room thing, I don't know, I mean, I'm not interested in it. But looking at this, the only figures I'd consider getting here are probably Sami Zayn, maybe the Roman Reigns, Mankind, and Razor Ramon, aka Scott Hall. Oh, and on the bottom you just get some copyright and what have you. But yeah, now that the package is out of the way, I'm going to take this guy out of the package. Okay then, now that the brand new Face of America is out of his box, let's take a look at his accessories. Now to start off with the more disappointing of them, you get this display stand, which is in two pieces. You kind of plug this on the back, and yeah, I can't get it off now, and there's been some stress marks there, as you can see. As I wouldn't mind taking it off and just using the display stand if I needed it for another figure, but you can see here you got WWE logos cut out here, probably just to save plastic. But when you think about it, they're hardly saving any, so why bother? But yeah, you get this stupid cardboard thing, plug it in like so, get a bunch of them, make some kind of cardboard thing. I don't think it's very good, truthfully, but yeah, I'd rather he came with a WWE title, but oh well. Here we have the figure himself, and he does have something else which I will show momentarily. Now I'm having a little bit of trouble with the lighting here. Okay, that looks a bit better. Starting off with his face, it looks good. It definitely looks like AJ Styles. I'm not normally a big guy on open mouths because, you know, it pretty much limits what you can do with it, whereas if it was neutral you could do a lot more. But I think it suits AJ Styles just because I like that cocky persona he used to have as a heel, and yeah, I'm not really that big of a babyface AJ Styles fan. That's why, to be honest, I'd have rather Kevin Owens kept the US title, but oh well. He looks good nonetheless, as you can see. They've done the tongue and the teeth and everything pretty well. The beard, it'd have been nice if there was more than one brown washed in to give it some depth, but oh well. The hair, which I think is a cool hairstyle. I don't really get that soccer mom joke. I mean, well, I get the joke, but I mean, I think it looks pretty stylish, but maybe that's just me and I'm out of touch. You get pretty skinny biceps, which is alright for AJ Styles. He isn't the biggest guy in the world. For his gloves, you get Styles there, AJ there, but, well, you can't see it here, but no printing on the inside. Part of me wishes that they came with alternate hands, just because, I mean, surely there are no collectors buy these as well. And if I just move his elbow pad down slightly, this is a little bit of a bummer, but yeah, you can see some black paint is like kind of rubbed off there, and there. But oh well, I guess all you need to do is kind of put the elbow pad over it and it covers it up. Speaking of which, you got the P1 logo on the elbow pad, which is probably the coolest logo in WWE at the moment. You get his really awesome looking cut, or waistcoat, whatever you want to call it, with some zippers here. You've got pockets there and there, which look awesome. The lapels, it's got a lovely kind of like crocodile look to it, you know, with the skin and the texture. It looks really awesome with some stitching along there, which makes the hood kind of not blend in because that's just completely smooth with a few little creases on it. But nonetheless, it looks cool. Then on his tights, or trousers, whatever you want to call them, you know, you just got your pretty basic P1 here, some nice printing, which I'll show off when I take off his coat. The club, as they can't say bullet on PGTV, I guess, but oh well. And on his kick pads, you have Phenomenal 1, which looks really cool. Yeah, his shoes and boots look awesome as well. And yeah, speaking of his waistcoats, it has this feature where you can swap the hood out. What I like to do to make it a little bit easier is bend his arms back like this. All you need to do is pull on it and the hood will come off. And then you can just kind of work it off. And you can put this one on. It shouldn't take too much effort. You might want to pull it back a little bit though, so you can actually get the coat over the hood. There you go. It's kind of weird. This stuff is normally really easy off camera and then really hard on camera, but I've found it hard off camera and really easy to just do now. But yeah, let's just plug that one in as well. If it wants to work with me, there we go. It blends in as well, you know, it looks like a button, so that's cool. And you get more head movement with this hood on, so that's kind of cool. Only thing then is when he wears his hood, you're kind of limited to like that pose just before he pulls the hood off, but nonetheless it looks cool. It's slightly too large. I reckon if you could just put it in some boiling water, you could squash it down a fair bit and make it look a lot cooler. But like the clamshell, or whatever you want to call it, kind of squashes it together. So yeah, that's why it kind of sits a bit high on his head. But nonetheless, it looks cool. Let's remove Mr. Styles' coat. I'm glad they opted for plastic over cloth. I mean, some of their Elite figures that have cloth clothing, like t-shirts and stuff, it looks alright. But, you know, in some cases, I just think if you're going to do a plastic figure, you might as well just keep the whole thing plastic. But, yeah. The chest hair. Now then, it's definitely too much. I mean, he has more of a, how would you say? Basically, just thin it out. If they could apply this to beards, it would look awesome, because that is pretty much what his beard looks like. It's not as thick as this would believe it to be, but yeah, if it was just a bit if it was painted like this, it'd look really cool. But oh well. You get AJ here, along with his 3 children's birth dates. Well, he has 4, 1 girl who's underneath these ones with like a little ribbon or a bow, I'm not sure. I think it might be a bow in pink. But yeah, that's not here. I mean, I guess they could say, well, it's based before he had his daughter, but oh well, I guess. I intend to buy another Elite just with the, I don't know, maybe a Triple H or a Roman Reigns with the title, just so I can give it to this guy. Because, yeah, I really liked him as a heel. I thought he was awesome. And yeah. Oh, I can just quickly show you off the trunks as well now that they're off. I like his black and silver. I think it looks cool. I think recently I'm kind of more warming up to the black and red. I think it looks really cool. There's just something about it. And you know, I might also try and see if I can pick up a blue Phenomenal t-shirt, like a custom one off eBay. That'd look really cool on this guy. But yeah, talking about his articulation, his head's very loose, so you know it's AJ Styles. But I haven't played with the wrestling figure in years, so I might do that throughout the review, sorry. But yeah, it's a bit loose, but you know, it's on a ball joint. You can tilt it side to side, look down a little bit, look up, turn side to side, so that's cool. You get standard ball hinges in the shoulders, which also swivel, as well as a swivel, as well as a swivel in the bicep. Single jointed knee in the What's happening today? Single jointed elbow. I'd rather they gave it a double hinge, but oh well, what are you going to do? You get a swivel in the wrist as well as a hinge, so that's cool. This is also a fist, whereas this one is open. You get an ab crunch, which can go forward about that much, so a fair bit. Well, not a fair bit, but you know, it can go down. And it can move back that much, which would look cool if you were doing a Phenomenal forearm pose. And something to note, when you bend it back, the hair does continue, so that's cool. Because if you bent it back and it was just plain there, it just looks so stupid. You get a swivel in the waist, as well as ball hinged legs, which is something the basics don't have. And I think it's a shame, as you can't get figures heads between their legs for like a pedigree or a Pepsi plunge or even the Styles Clash or whatever. So that's a shame. You get a swivel at the thigh, but that sadly breaks up the artwork on his trunks or tights, whatever you want to call it, so that does get slightly irritating. Double hinged knees, so I wish they gave it to his elbows as well. It would have made for some cool poses, but oh well. A swivel just at the top of his boot, and I don't know what's going on with his ankle. I can't bend it forward, I can't bend it back. However, it has this really funny kind of ankle pivot. So yeah, that's basically all he has. And yeah, that's my review on the WWE Mattel Elite Series 51. Is it 51? Yep, 51. AJ Styles. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review, guys. I'd like to do more WWE reviews, as it's such a big passion of mine, you know. I mean, I'd probably say comic books is number 1, science fiction is number 2, pro wrestling number 3. But you know, it's still in the top 3, so that's what counts. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review. Take care.